Keir Starmer must be relieved. The winter fuel payment cut is now voted on, and Keir Starmer has won that vote. It's not quite the right thing to say, because the motion was put forward by the Conservative Party, so the Conservative Party lost the vote. But the Labour Party didn't win by as much as it could have done. So the Labour Party has a 167 seat majority, which means 167 people should have been voting with the government for cutting the winter fuel payments. That didn't happen. There were quite a number of abstentions, people like Emma Lure-Black, who's a South Tyneside MP. But there was only one Labour Member of Parliament, John Trickett, who voted against the government. And so the government won by 348 to 228. So from that point of view, it must be taken as a success for Keir Starmer. But I think there's a lot of bruised egos and a lot of frustration in Labour ranks, and I think it's a worrying statement about the way Keir Starmer has got a big enough majority to ride roughshod over any objections. The presentation by the Conservative side, Mel Stride, I thought, oh my goodness, this hardly seems like a speech against the pension cut. It seems more like a leadership speech. But then, of course, he is going for the leadership. He's one of the lesser candidates. But by the quality of the speech he provided and the rebuffs that he gave to the government side, I thought it was a very commendable performance, and certainly had the marks of leadership about it.
Madam Deputy Speaker, the government, of course, will take no responsibility for what has happened. They will blame us with this fictitious black hole. And the leader of the House, and I invite anybody on the opposition side to support her in this assertion, has suggested that this measure was necessary in order to avoid a run on the pound. It's just as well, Madam Deputy Speaker, they're not in charge of the economy, or we might end up in a real mess. I'll give way to the honourable lady.
Thank you for giving way. Thank you very much for giving way. Does he agree that if a local council had run the finances of the council into the ground the way that his party did to the country, with a £22 billion black hole, that you would have called the commissioners in the morning and you would have instigated swinging cuts?
You see, it's a very fiery performance, but my hunch is that Mel Stride doesn't really stand a chance, and that it's down to Tom Tugendhat, James Cleverly, or Kemi Badenoch to lead the Conservatives in the future. But, Mel Stride was very effective today and very entertaining. But, and I think this might explain why some of the language he used went off subject a little bit, because he was looking at a wider audience than simply the audience interested in where the pensioners kept their winter fuel payment. Perhaps somebody who was more focused on looking after pensioners might have done better. I don't know.